All right, so welcome to STEMathonX 2.0. This is the second coming of our original STEMathon, STEMathon X, which happened last year in early December, I believe. This time we have more speakers. We have 8 speakers. We have more prizes, and hopefully a lot more science and fun going on. So without further ado, let's get right into our presentation.
Okay, so before we start going into what we're going to do throughout this weekend, let's talk about who we are. So right now, we're a duo of high schoolers trying to provide the young scientists of the future with an event platform to learn and share their ideas for free. We do this through our weekend-long events like STEMathonX and STEMathonX 2.0, where we have professional speakers come and host AMA workshops, and then students have the opportunity to submit prizes later throughout the event. And we hope we can use events like this to achieve our mission, and STEMathonX 2.0 is the comeback of our most previously successful event. So we hope you guys have a good time. And without further ado, let's get started.
So just some basics on what we're going to cover in our opening ceremony, because I know for a fact that you guys probably just want to hear the speakers speak already or get started on your projects, which is perfectly fine. But just for a quick overview, we're going to go over the workshops, our schedule, Slack, which is our communication source, and just overall submissions for projects as well.
Okay, so the first thing is workshops. So workshops will be hosted by professionals in the field. As you guys might or might not already know, that all the information is in our info doc, and you can see our schedule along with like all the speakers in the Zoom links doc as well. So you'll have the opportunity to ask them questions and talk with them, and they will answer anything you need that you want to know about their field. And workshop professionals have taken time out of their busy schedule to participate in our event, so we would really appreciate if you guys stayed engaged throughout AMAs and kept asking questions to make it interactive.
So just a quick overview of our schedule. You can find this pretty much anywhere related to InfiniteSTEM. It's on our Instagram. It's on our website, InfiniteSTEM.com. It's on the Zoom links doc we sent out to you guys a little bit earlier, and it's on the information doc, which Maher will put in the chat shortly. So just a quick overview of the schedule. Second. So just a quick overview of our schedule. It starts today, August 7th on Saturday. And right now we're in the opening ceremony, which occurs from 3 to 3:20. Then we'll have 4 speaker workshops following this, each with a 15-minute interval in between, where you can take a little break or prepare questions for a future speaker. And then this will continue on until August 8th, which is Sunday or tomorrow. And we'll have 4 more speaker workshops with new professionals from new medical field industries, and we'll cap it off with a closing ceremony. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll have an award ceremony where we look at all the projects you guys submit and hand out prizes accordingly. And all times are in PST, so this is a global event. So there's people from all over the world, whether you're in IST, EST, there's people all over the world. So please keep in mind the times, which are all in Pacific Standard Time, so that you don't, show up late to any of the workshops.
Okay, like we just talked about Slack, it's really important to join Slack because that's where we do most of our communication. We do still send emails, like you guys might have received a massive email yesterday. We prefer to text because it's so much easier than like writing formal emails all the time. So if you guys can take a moment to join the Slack real quick if you haven't already. And while we're speaking, I'll put that in the chat as well. So yeah, once you join, you guys should have access to all the channels, and we're gonna post all our updates and like the announcements or STEMcon channel. So just stay tuned to that. And that will also contain information to like submissions as well later. So yeah, join that. It's in the chat now.
Give you guys a quick moment to do that. Also, just one more thing about our Slack as well. It's not only a place where we're going to be giving all of you guys updates, even though that serves its primary purpose, but there's also a lot of good talk going around in the Slack as well. A couple of days ago, we had some people engaging in scientific communication. They were exchanging papers. So if you're interested in learning new things or interacting with new people all over the world, which is another key thing this event serves to provide, then we highly recommend you guys stay active on Slack as well, rather than just having it. Okay, move on. So to the rules, tracks, and submissions, We've received a lot of questions about submissions, rules, and tracks, so it's all going to be in this document. It's all also in the information document, which you guys should have access to by now. It's in the chat, as well as the Slack, and we'll put it on the Google Classroom as well. But this document essentially has everything regarding project submission. So we'll be going a little bit more into project submission in our closing ceremony, because right now we prefer if you guys focus on just, engaging with the Q&A workshops and all the speakers. But if you do want to get a head start on your project, which we completely understand, then you can go ahead and take a look at this document and start basing your projects around that. It has all the information you'll need regarding submitting a project, who you can work with, the deadlines, everything you'll need, prizes, tracks, all of that. So this is a very helpful doc to have access to.
Yeah, and also along with that, if you miss any of the workshops for any reason, or if it's like out of your time zone, because we know some people are in IST, you can always watch our AMA workshops on our YouTube channel. And we'll put a link for this channel as well in the chat box. But yeah, if you miss any workshops, you can join, and also make sure to subscribe in case we have any other updates for our future events.
Also, please make sure to spread the word. So first and foremost, try to follow us on Instagram. I know a lot of you guys might have Instagram just because we're all like teenagers, so we're all pretty active on social media. Our Instagram has kind of blossomed really, really fast. Last event, our Instagram was at 60 followers. Now we're at 660 plus. So it went over 10 times, which is really helpful. And it's all thanks to you guys. Also refer us to a friend. These events are always a lot more fun when you have other friends doing it alongside you. That way you can work on projects together. You can ask questions together in the Q&As, and you can just like, have a lot more of an engaging experience whenever you have another person to work with. Also, referring us to a friend is one of the main ways which we get our word spread around, and we're trying to help as many people as possible. So if you know anyone in future events who would be interested, we do have a whole bunch more events planned, then please feel free to share them either our Instagram or our LinkedIn or our website, which is InfiniteSTEM.com.
Along with that, if you guys get the opportunity and it's available for you, we'd really appreciate your donations for this event, because that's what makes our entire organization possible. We have the ability to give you guys prizes, and that's usually only because of donations. So if you guys get the chance and it's possible, definitely try to donate, because that's what allows us to host these events in the first place. And if any of your parents work for companies that would be interested in sponsoring or partnering with us, we'd really appreciate that as well. So any amount works, even if it's $1, that still makes a huge impact in allowing us to achieve our mission of making STEM education more accessible for people all around the world. So I'll put a link to donating in the chat, and if you guys get a chance, you can check that out.
Great. So while Maher puts that link in the chat, right now would be a great time to ask any questions you may have about our event, our speaker workshops, or anything. Feel free to either unmute, you can put it in the chat, private message, um, anything you guys feel comfortable with. And also please take this time to join the Slack if you haven't done so already. And if you guys are all caught up with everything and don't have any questions, we'll see you guys at 3:30 for our first workshop.